Who we are is who we are in connection to. And so bringing our people into the room. For me, for example, I recently did this piece where I had this picture that my husband had taken of me and had started to write all the names of my ancestors through all my lines, as well as a poem to those to come, those generations to come. Okay, y'all. So just holding those names and those experiences of love and connection, and thinking about the people who are loving us into being and the work of creating from that love. So I asked you what you think about poetry, what you love about poetry. I'm curious about what you want to learn about poetry before we start diving into some things together.
Will you bear with me today, for I have awakened from a dream in which a robin made with its shabby wings a kind of veil, behind which it shimmied and stomped something from the south of Spain, its breast aflare, looking me dead in the eye from the branch that grew.
And I love too that Ross Gay, he talks about starting this garden, but it starts with shoveling a lot of cow manure. I'd love for you to grab either on your piece of paper where you wrote some images that stood out for you, or in the chat images that stood out for you, or even some that you were like, oh, someone else did this image and it really strikes me too.
When others see me, thoughts pop in their head. Is she white, Latina? What is she? Well, I'll tell you what I am. I am a sister who, though may seem indifferent, watches over her sister, takes care of her, and would do anything to protect her. I once had a dream that I do not recollect, but my father says I said, take me, don't take her. Her, my sister, the one I would do anything for, the one who I love even if I don't remember that love when she drives me up the wall, but that love that is always there and comes out at the oddest of times, but that will never leave me. I am a sister, but I am a daughter before anything else.
I love the repetition throughout, and this praise too, this embodied praise of the folks in your lives, your sister and mother.
These are the unwritten rules for PWI survival. On the first day of school, always have your hair in braids or wear your freshest fit. But don't go too overboard, because then they'll think you're too ghetto to belong. When they ask can you cut your hair, always say no, because then you are subject to being called exotic or hearing that your hair is different. So take that hair touching pass for that moment as an everlasting pass. Never use the N-word, because then they'll say it without remorse, or ask for an N-word pass. Never speak about race in a paper for a class, because that people will push their white guilt on you and expect you to share it with the whole school. Find other Black people so that you can feel comfortable. That'll be your homie forever. If you don't want to be ridiculed, wear the latest Jordans. That's what they expect from you. The final but most important is, don't change yourself for anyone. Hold your head high, celebrate your Blackness, and when challenged, never back down. That is how you will survive.
How expansive the white page can be in exploring the survival of self in a predominantly white institution.